Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today on this Manufacturing Day 2021. I'm so happy that you're here with us today to learn about our manufacturing industry here in Tampa Bay. I would like to direct you to our Q&A box. I'd like to offer to introduce yourselves this morning or this afternoon and tell us where you're viewing from, if you're from a school or from a manufacturing company. Just introduce yourself. We'd love to hear who's out there with us this afternoon. And it is Manufacturing Day. So we're very excited about Manufacturing Day because Manufacturing Day kicks off an entire manufacturing month. So we thought one day isn't enough for us. We're taking the whole month of October, and we do have events all month long that are scheduled just to show you what is available in manufacturing, what modern manufacturing looks like, and what careers are available in this exciting industry. So thank you so much for joining us. And my name is Beth Gallick. I am the Executive Director of the Bay Area Manufacturing Association. This year, we are celebrating our 60th anniversary here in Tampa Bay. So we've been around for a very long time, and we're here to advance manufacturing. And we do that in a variety of ways. We do it through workforce development, networking, education, advocacy, and technology. So we are here to help manufacturers, and we're here to spread the word about this exciting industry. Our 4 pillars: we have a passion for manufacturing, as you will see all month long. We also make collaboration fun. So we don't have to be boring when we're talking about manufacturing. We can have a little fun with it. So we have events all year long that include golf tournaments, clay shoot tournaments. We do networking. We've done tours of the the Tampa airport. And we do lots and lots of exciting things all year long. So we make sure it's fun while we're collaborating. We build meaningful relationships. So we have a lot of different manufacturers here in Tampa Bay. We have 86 manufacturers that are a member of our organization, and they love sharing what they do. So a lot of what they'll do is they'll open their doors to other members. We get to have tours of the manufacturing company where we get to go in and see what they do, either in person or, like today, virtually. And we like to give back to our community. So some of the ways we do that is we give out scholarships to students that are pursuing STEM careers. We also support robotics teams and robotics camps and Roboticon that's coming up this weekend. So we really like to give back to the community and support education that leads to manufacturing careers. I would like to welcome Dunedin High School. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's great to see you out there. And again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to put those in the Q&A box anytime throughout the presentation, and we'll stop and we'll answer those questions for you. BAMA is part of the Florida Makes Network, and Florida Makes is the manufacturing extension partnership for the state of Florida. So like BAMA, there are a lot of regional manufacturers associations across the state of Florida. And BAMA is the one here in your area, but there are lots of others throughout the area. So I would invite you to look at the Florida Makes website and learn a little bit more about manufacturing in other areas of the state as well. So as I said, it is Manufacturing Month. Looking at this graphic, if you can see it here, in 2019, one of our manufacturers hosted all of these tours during Manufacturing Month and had all of these students come through his facility. So we just think it's a great way for students to learn about manufacturing firsthand. Typically, we would do these in person, but this year we are kind of, in that flux again where we're doing a few in person and we're also doing some virtually. So we will just continue to spread the word any way we know how. And I would now like to introduce our Mastercut tool, and they are one of our BAMA members, and they were the Manufacturing Member of the Year last year for the Bay Area Manufacturers Association. You'll learn a lot about them, but I'd like to introduce a fantastic lady right now. She is in the Sales and Marketing Department of Mastercut tool, And she's been with them for over 13 years. So she has vast experience within the company and with manufacturing. So we thought she'd be a great lady to kick off our manufacturing month. And I'd like to welcome Diane Spalding.
Thank you very much, Beth, to you and BAMA and Florida Makes for all you do in the Tampa Bay area to promote manufacturing. And welcome to the Dunedin High Group. We appreciate your time today. Mastercut is proud to participate in Manufacturing Day once again. We're delighted to join other manufacturers in the common goal of future generations like yourselves thriving in this fourth industrial revolution. As you spend time touring manufacturing facilities, whether in person or virtual, you'll learn about real career opportunities. You'll learn about training and resources. So enjoy your time with us today and enjoy our upcoming video. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diane. Now I'd like to introduce another gentleman that is very, very involved in manufacturing at Mastercut Tool. He's part of the marketing department of Mastercut, and he's done some great things with us and collaborated with BAMA in a lot of different ways in helping us with our logo. And the things that he does for Mastercut is just fantastic. The display behind you is awesome. So his marketing skills are top notch, and he knows a lot about what goes on at Mastercut and how all of their products are made. So I'd like to introduce Shane Davis.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, BAMA. Thank you, Dunedin High School for joining us today. Yeah, I mean, so I'm trained as a graphic artist, and my entire career has been about making stuff. You know, whether it's making tool displays or making trade show displays, or it's always about making something. And the manufacturing process is critical to all of that stuff. So knowing how the tools are made and knowing how the tools are used is a heads up in what needs to be done as far as the manufacturing of those tools.
And Shane, would you like to talk a little bit more about the company now, or do you want to go on to your video?
Yeah, go ahead and start the video.
Start the video? Okay. And for all of you listening, if you click the little icon at the bottom left-hand corner of the video screen, that will turn on the volume. So if you don't hear volume, just make sure you find that little icon, click that, and you'll be able to hear the volume. But let's learn more about Mastercut and go inside to see how they do their manufacturing.
Mastercut Tool Corporation. We hope that your visit has shown you a number of options that you can choose in your career path. We certainly wish you the very best of luck in whatever your future may be. We do hope that also this has helped you to make manufacturing a part of that future. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. That was Michael Shaluli from Mastercut Tool. So wonderful video. Thank you so much for putting that together for us. So in detail, and we've gotten some great questions too. So that is wonderful. So I see the questions just coming in. So let's start to address some of them. The first one was about Roboticon. So Roboticon Tampa Bay is a youth robotics showcase, and it's organized each year by the Foundation for Community-Driven Innovation. They're a nonprofit organization and in partnership with the University of South Florida. And a lot of other community partners are involved, such as BAMA. And it's being held this year as a hybrid event at the AMROC Fab Lab. And that's just west of the university with both in-person and virtual programming. And they have it going on for a few weekends. It starts today and tomorrow. And I would invite you to check out their website at roboticon.net. But if you also put your email in the chat box, I can send you out some information about Roboticon and then some other events that we have coming up throughout the month so that you can participate. So thank you so much, Scott, for that question, and welcome, Scott, again from Dunedin High School. And I believe we do have an architecture drawing program that is viewing with us and a robotics program. So welcome to both of you. And thank you so much for joining us today. We had some questions, and one for Shane. Shane, what industry certifications would you like to see on a student's resume? So either Diane or Shane.
Yeah, I mean, it varies wildly. I mean, most of the positions, I mean, we can take no industry certifications all the way up to full-on engineering degrees. It really varies on what you're looking to do, or you know. I have a bachelor's in fine art, but that is by no means necessary to do marketing. You know, it varies on what positions you're looking at.
Right, and this may be a good time to stress that we hire interns and we train. So you can, to Shane's point, you can come to us with little to no experience. We are currently hiring part-time interns, full-time interns, and you simply need to go to our website and submit your resume. And that works well with students who are still in school. So, and as we mentioned, a wide variety of skills. I think the video shows that very well, from welders, machinists, product design, production, engineering. We have IT department, as you can imagine, very important here. So lots of opportunities within manufacturing here at Mastercut.
Thank you both. And we have another question. The students noticed that you used water to cut during machining. Can you explain that process?
It's actually not water.
It's not water, it's
oil. Go ahead, Shane.
So all of the machines are enclosed. And because when you're cutting stuff like this, you're taking a diamond wheel. Diamond's harder than the carbide. So you're using diamond to remove the carbide and shape it into the shape that you're looking for. So we use oil for two different reasons. It's lubricating the diamond wheel so it passes over smoothly, and it's also cooling the tool. Removing metal using diamond is really, really hot. So, and there's waste. So the machines are all enclosed, they don't leak, and the diamond wheel comes through and carves out the carbide, and the carbide sludge and the oil go through the bottom of the machine. They go through huge transfer filters, and then that oil is used again. It's really cooling, more so. Water's pretty abrasive, so we definitely wouldn't want to use water in that process.
And
thank you so much.
Come into our plant and see this actually happening. I look forward to
it. It is so many gallons of oil. You can't even believe
Yes.
like how much is circulating through all the machines and in use at one time.
And as you mentioned, it's recycled.
Mm-hmm.
And then that carbide sludge, as we call it, the waste, that's actually recycled.
Yep. We process. Yeah, we take that carbide sludge, and it's still metal. It's still valuable as a resource. So there are recycling companies that specifically look for that carbide waste so that they can take and filter it, clean it, and make new carbide products with it.
Yes.
And is that something you do also keep an eye on, is waste reduction at your facility? Is that something that you watch regularly?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the key components of the company is being as eco-friendly as we can. So we're definitely always got an ear to reduction, to reusing whatever materials we can reuse, and leaving a good footprint behind.
Right. And and even with the diamond wheels that Shane mentioned, they're very costly. So we have a very detailed program monitoring the use of those for cost containment. So that's just one example.
Those diamond wheels, they start out with really, really rigid angles. So like when they're cutting something like this, that angle has to come in precisely this way. And as it's being used, it kind of rounds off, just like sandpaper would or like a piece of wood would. It rounds off. So we have a machine that they put that disc in, and it profiles how round it is, and it takes off the bare minimum that it can take off to get it back to square again. That's really important for cost reduction.
Very precise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking like hundreds of thousands of an inch on these wheels. It's very, very precise.
All right, so we have some more questions. I want to make sure we get to everything. So Mastercut from students, what are the standard qualifications from employment? Do you hire most students straight out of high school, college, or vocational skill trades?
I would say all of the above. And this might be a good time to mention your soft skills. That's something we really look for, and that's something you can start working on right now if you haven't already. When we speak of soft skills, we're looking for people that have excellent time management, adaptability to working with others, critical thinking, and taking initiative. So
attention to detail.
Yes. So that's a very critical component, are the soft skills. So when you're coming in for your interview for your part-time internship or your full-time internship, we're going to be looking for those soft skills as well.
It's kind of interesting. Like stuff like this is easier to make than stuff like this. So this is a third of a millimeter, the cutting edge on this tool, whereas this is 1.25 inches. So this one here, like that attention to detail, if you're seeing a whole bunch of tools and you can spot out, hey, this one doesn't look like the rest of them, that's valuable.
Right. But to finish that question, again, there are so many different roles within a manufacturing facility like Mastercut. So it's a wide variety of skills, education. As we mentioned earlier, you could have a 4-year degree in engineering, or you could have a certificate. One of the certificates that St. Pete College offers. Believe me, we're hiring, we're growing, we will have a place for you.
Yes, there's so many different departments that make up manufacturing companies. One of them, of course, is quality control. So that would be where a lot of that would come into play is, how is your quality control set up? Is it, throughout the process, just at the end of the process? How is that quality program? How do you take care of that to make sure that you're producing, quality, perfect tools that meet your specifications?
Well, I would say in general, quality is a part of every aspect of Mastercut tool court. We are ISO certified. We currently hold the ISO 9001-2015. We have been certified since 2003. This is something that our customers look for on ISO certification. So I would say quality is part of everything we do, from sales and marketing all the way to, you saw in the video where they were checking tolerances on a tool. So, yeah.
Thank you, Diane. And another question is, what software program were you using for the CNC video clip? Which other CADs did you use to show the parts drawing?
A lot of the initial work is done in AutoCAD. I want to say the software of the actual like simulation, I want to say that's called AccuGrind. That's specific to our Walter grinders. We also have one for our Rolomatics. We have one for our Ancas. We have, depending on what machine the tool is going to go on, there's different processes to get it through the manufacturing process. Mm-hmm. Most of that work, most of the CAD work is done in AutoCAD, and most of the simulation is done in the specific, vendor-specific platform.
Thank you, Shane. And we have a question on what local companies would you refer students to apply, and who offers internships and/or apprenticeships? And I would now like to mention to the classes that we are having a Made in Tampa Bay Expo coming up at Career Source Tampa Bay on October 14th from 1 until 6. And that's a great opportunity if you're able to get out to that event to come and see what is made here in Tampa Bay. And the employers will also have job openings. So if they have internships or apprenticeships, that's a great opportunity to talk to the employers firsthand. So I would like to invite you all to attend that event where you'll learn a little bit more about what else is made here in Tampa Bay and what job positions are open. So again, if you list your email address, I can get that information out to you, or I can send it to Michael at Pinellas and make sure he has that information to share. But with Shane and Diane, are you aware of anyone else that offers those types of programs?
Well, I was just going to say, Mastercut will be at that event. So please come out and see us. And I would just encourage you, anytime there's a job fair, go to it, ask questions. And internships are just a great way of getting your feet wet, and just a great, easy way to see if this is something that will fit for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Internships are paid internships, by the way. So
very important to note. Yes, that's very important.
Yes.
And you also getting a great education along with it. So it's really a win-win situation. Internships are just so important to get that job experience and just learn, from, working your way up. And one thing with manufacturing companies is there's so much room for advancement. When you start in a particular area, there's so much available within the manufacturing company that you could move into. Even if you don't start in the department that you end up in, you might see something else that piques your interest. And with manufacturing companies, I've learned they're so willing to train you to get into that position that you want. And they really want to advance from within. One of the things, companies don't want to have to look outside for employees. They would love to just, advance the employees that are there within the company. So it's really a great career path. Would you not agree, Diane?
Absolutely, Beth. That is so true. And I think you could see in the video the introduction by Mr. Michael Shaluli. He's the founder and owner of the company. He and his family believe in the Mastercut family. And you really do feel that when you are here, and they do look to promote within, absolutely, to Beth's point. So you might start in one area and end up in a completely different area, but you're continuing to grow and add to your skills. And it's again, a great opportunity.
And, tell us a little bit about, how you all got into manufacturing, maybe in the first place, and what what sparks your interest in the field and what you want to see continuing with manufacturing and some exciting things that you see in the future for the industry.
Do you want to start?
Yeah. So I've always been into, like I said at the beginning, I've always been into making things. I personally have a CNC at home. I have a 3D printer at home. My son came home in 4th grade, just this week, and he's like, "Dad, can you show me how to use Tinkercad?" And like, I love that we've hit a point in manufacturing where there's accessibility, there's knowledge, there's education, and you can make something from nothing. He designed a little castle in Tinkercad, and we printed it, and he had that castle that night. And that's, I've always enjoyed being able to take a tool like this guy, throw it on my gantry mill, and actually make something. And it's nice. It's nice to be able to make something.
Right, and I will just add that, if you look around you, the clothes you're wearing, the desk you're sitting at, everything was manufactured. And so it's just a very exciting field. And in my case, I actually am an example of someone that switched careers. I'm actually a registered nurse, believe it or not. And I moved from nursing, the clinical setting, to sales. I was in hemodialysis. So I left the clinical setting, and for 14 years, I sold hemodialysis equipment for an American manufacturer. They were based in Denver, Colorado. And then it involved a lot of travel, and I needed something more local. And I found another fantastic manufacturer. So again, to the point made earlier, you just never know where life's going to take you. But I truly believe in the power of manufacturing. And I think it's so important that we expand the knowledge about manufacturing to improve the perception of manufacturing and the value to our economy. So just if you can have that passion and find that passion for whatever you do, you will have a very fulfilling life.
We're learning a lot about you, Diane.
I don't share that with everybody, and I've just told an entire high school class. But anyway, it's just, I think it proves a good point that be open to opportunities, I think is the point.
Yes, and for students, go ahead.
Yeah.
Something I was going to add is, like, I come into this job, like I said, making catalogs or making, displays. But the fact that I also have a working understanding of how to use the tools and what they're used for has done so much for my career. It puts me in a different spot than a lot of other graphic artists who are used to drawing logos for coffee shops. Like, I actually know how to use this tool. So I'm able to market it in a way that maybe some other graphic artists aren't able to market it.
Yes, all the details, all the ins and outs of it. So that's great. And, as looking at robotics and automation, how are they shaping the future of your company?
All of the machines, most of the machines are set up with auto loaders and unloaders. So you do have a lot of material that's moving. It does allow operators to do more at the same time than in the past. And it's becoming very, very useful in every facet of the manufacturing process. Getting skilled employees into the position to do skilled tasks and leaving some more of the load tasks to robotics definitely makes sense in a manufacturing environment.
Wonderful. And I just have one more question. And I think we discussed this a little bit, but how else can students learn more about local manufacturers? We talked about, going to the job fairs, maybe going to your website to learn more, participating in these types of events. But what are some other things that you would recommend to students?
I don't know.
I think maybe curiosity, just as you're out and about in your everyday life, if you see a manufacturer, go to their website and learn more. I think that's, yeah.
You know, something that I do a lot when I'm driving around is I'll see billboards and I'll go, I wonder how they made that. How would I set up that picture, or how would I set up that display, or how would I set it up? And I think that a lot can be learned by looking at finished products and saying, if I was going to do that, how would I do it? Mm-hmm. And then trying to see if there's YouTube resources, or see if there's web resources on how you would create those things. And there's such a great wealth of information on the web.
Yes, I'd say you are living at a great time, students, because there's so much right at your fingertips. So take advantage of that, and feel free to contact companies and learn more about them, especially Mastercut.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And Michael Shaluli will be with us on the date is October 19th at 9 o'clock. So he'll be here to talk a little bit more about Mastercut and go into some more detail so you can learn even more about this exciting company. But thank you again for being with us here today. We appreciate it on this 2021 Manufacturing Day, kicking it off with Mastercut tool. Thank you, everyone, and have a great afternoon.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.